Hello and welcome to today's meditation. Sit down or lay down in a comfortable position, and when you're ready, you can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, focusing on your heart space and your feelings. Make a choice to be honest with yourself, with whatever comes up, and give it space to pass and let it go to God. Honesty is crucial in this path. Take another deep breath and let's go to your inner child. Do you see him or her? Notice how they are feeling. Are they happy, sad, lonely? You can embrace them in a big hug. Notice how you feel about your inner child. Give everything that comes up the space to process and the attention it needs. You can now look into their eyes and promise them that you will always be honest with them. You can maybe give them your pinky to tie the promise. Tell them you will always be there for them and that you will always tell them the truth. Take a look at how they are feeling now. What would they like to do? Maybe take a walk with them or play. Or maybe they just want to be listened to. Take the space you need to give them what they want. Now, ask them to come back with you into the present moment. Give them your hand and reassure them you won't let go. As you slowly come back into your room, taking deep breaths, hold your inner child and the feeling of being with them with you. Remember your promise and how they trust you in this space. If you'd like to pause and stay with them a little bit more, you can proceed to do that. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you everyone, and namaste.
Hello, my name is Arshia. I'm a student of Jeff and Shaleia. Today's card deck reading will be done by me. The card deck I've chosen today is Power of Surrenderance by Judith Orloff. So why surrenderance is only when you surrender to the truth within you will you be able to find who you are, which is your divinity, your true self, right? So that's why the card deck of surrenderance, the cards are already pre-shuffled. The first card I received is surrender your belief in scarcity. So this is the card. Can you see that? So what's holding you back towards that path, towards this glowing, beautiful, heavenly place is the scarcity towards your divinity. Basically, that's what I'm seeing, is the scarcity beliefs, the conditions of scarcity within you. So The card, it says, the universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So let it be your life purpose, or let it be your harmonious union, or any other thing which you want to succeed in. What is holding you back is just this belief of scarcity, which it could be lack, which could be I am not enough, which could be poverty, which could be conditions. So one truth is that you are a child of God, and God is divine, and since God created you, you are divine, and that divinity is the abundance that you hold within. So you have to surrender that scarcity belief and go within. And the best way to surrender is obviously look at it and mirror and love it, and then just give it to God, the scarcity beliefs, and go back to your abundance, which is this divine space within you, this divinity within you, right? It's sort of holding you back. You're in waiting energy, like because of this belief today, tomorrow, maybe it is time also, I don't have enough time. All these are scarcity beliefs you can look into. Just surrender, sit down and look within, be honest, and see where you have these beliefs and move forward towards your abundance. Because there is, you can succeed beyond your wildest dreams. That's what it's saying. Succeed beyond your wildest dreams when you really choose to have clarity towards who you are, towards this beautiful being that you are, right? So yeah, God has created everyone to succeed, everyone to come back to their divinity. That's how God has created everyone. The second card is surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. As you can see, it's like a continuation of the other card. This is where, when you surrender to your soul's path, which is the divine plan, of course, the soul's path, right? And you can see this is very heart chakra. Like if you let go and surrender the scarcity beliefs in you, then this is what opens up abundance, and your heart chakra just opening up to who you are. Your divine garden space in your heart will open up. So it's safe to surrender to your soul's path, where your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Yes, there could have been tough lessons, difficult moments. So embrace it. Those are the lessons which will lead you to this within you, and this is your abundance, your truth, your divinity. So get clear on what's blocking you. So also getting clarity within, right? So only if you surrender all these beliefs will you have furthermore clarity on, okay, I want my harmonious union like this, or this is my twin flame, or this is my life purpose. So for furthermore clarity, you need to surrender these old beliefs and also let go of your lessons, and see it as a part of your soul growth, so that you can access this divine space within you and have clarity within. Only when there is clarity within can you see, right, where to go, what to pursue, how to go about things. So for that, surrenderance towards all this is required, and the best way to surrender is mirror exercise, by going within and loving yourself, seeing all those parts which doesn't feel good, right? And the next one is surrender to your intuition. So tune into your inner voice. That's what it says. Look at the card. It's like a third eye opening, more like a knowing of who you are, more like a knowing of that true self within you, that true divine self within you. And full clarity is what I see. Full clarity and focus on what you want. So in the rest of the ceremony, that's what it's mentioned, right? Like full clarity on how to go about it, so you can follow how to go about and find your clarity, find your divinity within. And the best way to follow your intuition is to connect to your heart, is to connect to your feelings. It doesn't matter if the feelings are difficult ones, it doesn't matter if there is fear, upset, scarcity, anything there. Still, it's a place to look within, it's a place to go within. And let's say there is scarcity, like I am not enough, you just go love that part and feel abundant, right? You're claiming abundance there by seeing your feelings. So the best intuition is your feelings, connecting to your heart. And it says tune into your inner voice, be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or ahas, moments that come through to guide you. Yeah, there you go. That's the intuition bit. So be aware of all the good and the bad feelings, and then you shall have clarity on all the questions you're asking for. You shall have clarity on who you truly are, who your divine self looks like, what the God in you looks like, what the love in you looks like, in your life purpose, in your harmonious union, in all areas. So this is what's coming up for me. So do not block your feelings. Go ahead and feel all your feelings for that pure clarity within you, pure, to see who you are, basically. See who God has made you to be, your true self, your true divine self. So that's what the cards are showing me. Thank you so much. God bless.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Church of Union Sunday service. I am Kanisha, and I have the privilege of introducing today's sermon by Lau and Alex on discovering your divinity. And I really loved this topic. It took me back to the beginning of my journey of becoming a unionist and calling in my true twin flame. And I was sitting with where I was 5 years ago when I started this work. And at that time, I was in a very distraught space. I really did not like myself. I had no self love whatsoever, nor did I really know what self love was. And I really had this belief that I was broken and damaged, and that my life was pretty much going to be the way that it was, and that there was no turning it around. I was just really in this victim mentality and in this settling energy. And as I went deeper into this work and really embraced the mirror exercise and the work that Jeff and Shaleia have shared with us, I started to realize and change my perception of myself, that I had taken on this belief that I was damaged and broken, and that I couldn't love myself into a healed space and into a life that I really enjoyed living, and getting to a place where I actually just had joy in my life, and that I was happy and I felt content. And so the definition of divinity is the state of quality of being divine. And when Jeff and Shaleia had shared with us that we're all divine, that we are all perfect, and that we're created in God's perfect image, that was really emotional for me. And it was really hard for me to kind of wrap my head around for some time. But as I continued to just say that as an affirmation, I am divine, I am perfect, I am loved, and really started to believe that, my life really started to shift and change. I started to be able to identify the places within myself where I was allowing that settling energy, where I was allowing myself to receive certain things in my life that didn't always feel good because I felt, well, that's what I'm deserving of. That's why it's showing up. So I might as well just take it because it's as good as it's going to get. And that is not an energy that I'd recommend anyone to stay in, and that's not an energy I stay in now. Now that I'm in this work, I will start to be really honest with myself and very vulnerable in this place, and I'll ask, if I had a magic wand, which in a sense the mirror exercise is a magic wand. If I had a magic wand and I could change this into a situation or an outcome that I would want it to be, what would that look like? So, for instance, with relationships, prior to calling in my true twin flame, I was always finding myself in these relationships where we would have a really toxic dynamic. And I found myself kind of having the same relationship my parents had because it's all I knew and what I understood about relationships. And I believed that you really loved someone if you could stick through the arguments and the fighting and still love them at the end of the day. And that wasn't a healthy concept or a thought process at all. But as I went deeper into this work and I really asked myself, what do I truly desire in my relationship with the person that I'm supposed to spend my life with? It was that there was healthy communication, that we were able to have conversations and hear one another. And so I had to really sit with myself and ask, well, am I doing this with myself? Am I seeing myself as worthy of having this kind of relationship? Do I feel enough to be able to create this kind of relationship and dynamic with someone? Am I going to be able to attract that? And as you do this inner work, you start to heal and shift in those places where you are having a toxic dynamic with yourself, where you're having toxic communication with yourself, where you were settling with that kind of energy within yourself. And this work in understanding your divinity will start to shift that into a place where it is coming from a place of unconditional love and from healthy boundaries. And so, as I dove deeper into this work, I stopped allowing those kinds of relationships. I stopped entertaining those relationships, or I didn't entertain them for nearly as long as I did before. Sometimes there was a lesson and I had to learn it. And then once I learned the lesson, I was like, okay, this relationship no longer serves me. And they have proven and shown that they're not actually my true twin flame because they don't align with me here. They're not making the same choice here with me. And it was important that I was getting really clear on my choices and my desires and what I wanted, so that there was no doubt or inconsistency. And as I allowed myself to be truly honest with myself and loved myself completely in this space, really getting to a place where I was like, if this means that I'm only meant to be with God and that I'm meant to just love myself here and have a healthy relationship with myself here, okay. But because you're created with your twin flame will meet you there. And so calling in your twin flame it means you're going to call in aligning with your highest divine self, aligning with your purpose that God has created you for. And so it's not compassionate to call in your true twin flame if you're not willing to change and to evolve and to let go of all of your beliefs and all the things that you were doing that seemed to had been working for you, but for me, I realized there was a lot of contrast in the ways that I was doing things before. And as I really aligned with my divinity and with really claiming my true power and aligning with love, all of those things started to just fade out. And I was starting to have perfection in areas of my life where I had started to really see, wow, I had really been choosing settling energy there. I wasn't honoring myself there. I wasn't valuing myself there. I wasn't respecting myself and what I truly desired there. And so your twin flame is going to mirror to you all of those places where you're out of alignment so that you can choose to align with love there, and they will choose to align with you there. And the other thing about really claiming my divinity was realizing how insane it was to compare myself to someone else, to my brother and my sister, because God has a unique way of expressing himself through you. And as you shine your light, you are shining God's light. And so it's important that you express yourself authentically in the way that you desire to express yourself, because you're sharing God in that way. You're sharing him in the way that he desires to express through you. And so it's really important that you really get to know yourself in every way, know your understanding your purpose and knowing your purpose here in this world, and knowing that it's perfect for you. There's no one else like you. And so it's really important that you're embracing your authentic divine self and knowing that it's absolutely safe to do that, and it's encouraged to do that. And as you do that, you actually invite others to step into their true divine self and express themselves uniquely in the way that God has created them. And so I would love to invite you to check out the unionism.org page, where you can donate and tithe and help the Church of Union spread this work to the world, so that everyone is able to really learn how to embrace their true divine self, and understanding what it means to be divine and to live their divine purpose in their ultimate life with their ultimate lover, because everyone deserves that. And I would also love to introduce Lau and Alex, and enjoy today's sermon.
Welcome to today's sermon. I'm Laurențiu.
And I am Alexandra.
And we are Executive Ministers of Union for Church of Union.
Yeah, and we'll be doing today's Sunday service. So let us begin with our 3 opening ohms and with our opening prayer. You can follow along in your heart or aloud. And now for our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary, where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Amen.
Amen.
In today's sermon, we wanted to talk about discovering your divinity. We wanted to talk about this subject because I feel like this is one of the major things that makes us want to search for ourselves, search for God, and ultimately one of the major factors that makes one potentially become a unionist. I feel like this was one of the main factors that helped me arrive in this space in my journey, where I am a unionist. I am in harmonious union with my twin flame. We are married and we have a wonderful life together. It was because I had like a high desire to know myself, to know what's the deal with this person. Why am I here? What's the meaning of life? All of these questions have at some point in my life kind of gone through my head, and I have meditated upon them, I have thought upon them, and I have never really found like a way to have like some clear answers to who am I. And I think this is how we arrived here, because we are really curious to know who we are, to find what's that thing that makes us us. And it's that spark of divinity that we feel like there is like in everybody else, because I haven't met a person, be them spiritual, religious or not, to truly believe that people can be like fully evil. Like I think like from all the people I talk, like we have like a common understanding that there is something in people that makes them inherently good. Now people can be, choose, questionable things, right? But generally speaking, I feel like we have this innate knowing that we are good at the core. And it comes from our divinity. It comes from the truth that we are divine. I am divine. I am divine. You are divine.
Everybody is divine.
Everybody is divine. We're paraphrasing a bit like Jeff and Shaleia in Romance in Sedona. We love that. So if you feel, like you have that goodness, I think like the next step is like, okay, how does that goodness look like? And what am I supposed to look like to express my goodness, my divinity in the same way as everybody else? Or do I have a unique way to express my own divinity? And I think like throughout like life purpose class, the lesson is that you have like a very specific and special role in in creation, on earth, in the universe. And your place is unique, and your place is meant to be fulfilled by you. And that is very special, but also very specific, and I think like something that I didn't consider until coming to the teachings of union was how specific I was as a being, and how specific my likes and desires have been as a being, and how specific, for example, it is for you to know who your twin flame is, because you have to get to know yourself in a very specific way. And this is why a process of exploration is needed for you to specifically know yourself. I think like we can know ourselves like generally speaking, but when we go deeper, we find like specifics about ourselves, that when we allow ourselves to live from that space where we're like specifically ourselves, like it's like that thing that makes us us. That's where we're like in tune, and we're highly effective, and we're like, again, like we're divine. We are ourselves fully and completely. And it is a process of exploration. And I really love how Jeff and Shaleia, throughout the teachings of union, be it in Twin Flame Ascension School or Life Purpose class, are guiding us to become more and more specific, to become more and more precise, to become more and more, I don't want to say picky, because usually picky people is like, hey, why are you so picky? But picky is actually a good thing in this scenario, right? You don't want any ultimate lover. You want your ultimate lover. You don't want any twin flame. You want your twin flame. And that's like a very specific thing to acquire. And I think for me, one thing that I'm appreciating deeper in being a unionist is how specific all of this is, and how beautiful it is that it is this specific. Because even if it is specific, it's not like it's so specific that you're alienating yourself from others or from reality or from anything. Like God created everything so beautifully and so perfectly that even if everything is unique, we're all one, and still being able to work together in harmony despite our unique traits, right? And I think that's really, really fantastic. So how can you get from where you are right now to know yourself deeper, to know your divinity more? And I think I have like a little, I thought about like a little step-by-step thing to follow. And the first thing that you can get very specific with in your life is actually, your twin flame. It's safe and indicated for you to be very, very specific with the process of revealing your twin flame if you do not know who your twin flame is, right? And what I really love about this twin flame journey and the process of going to uncover who your twin flame is, coming into union, coming into harmonious union, coming into perfect union, is something that Jeff and Shaleia said in the book in the beginning, is that be careful when you call in your twin flame, you call in all of yourself, you call in all expression of who you are, right? And you have to be prepared to meet that expression, that full expression of who you are. So this is why I think, like, fundamentally, the most important thing that you can do in this ascension journey is to uncover who your twin flame is. Everything else kind of comes afterwards in this regard, because with your twin flame, you get to know yourself and you get to know your relationship with God in that very specific way that it's only between you, your twin flame, and God. Like, it's that juicy union, right? And I love that the teachings of union offers us like the tools to navigate this journey. However, it's going to be, again, specific for you how that's going to look like. And this is why comparison in the twin flame journey is absolute insanity. And you cannot do yourself a greater, detriment, than comparing yourself with somebody else. Because at the core, we are indeed different in that spaces. We're not all each other's twin flame, right? We have our twin flame, that one person, right? Or very few exceptions, but we have that special person for ourselves. And trying to kind of unite in that space with anybody else, or think that you should be in that space with anybody else, it's like not gonna help you in the long run. But that doesn't mean that, you looking at each other or other people in your life or exploring partners, if you don't know who your twin flame is detrimental. Is that kind of process of exploration that provides clarity for you in your life. And I think that in order for you to know yourself, to know your divine self, you have to acquire clarity on yourself and who you are and the particular subject that you want to go deeper with, be it your twin flame, your life purpose, or anything else. Yeah.
Beautiful. And another piece here is that, like in the teaching of union, it said that actually your journey really begins when you actually have harmonious union. And I feel like it really ties up with what you said about to go towards your twin flame, to be with your twin flame, as that will provide you a foundation to be able to move forward. Of course, you need a foundation to be with your twin flame. I'm not saying no to that, but I'm saying that being with your twin flame and going in that direction to manifest your relationship with your twin flame, it's the way to get closer to who you are and how were you created. And as Alexandra was saying, be very specific about what you like, because if you just accept things in your life that you're given freely that are not for you, or you don't like them, that's not really loving for you. And actually, this reminds me of a book recommended, by Jeff and Shaleia. It was Outwitting the Devil. That was said that if you accept things that you don't want into your life, that are given freely to you, whatever that might be some, I don't know, some toys, some gifts from people that you don't really enjoy, and you just accept them just to accept them, just to have them in your life, that's a way in which you kind of allow ego in your life, because you don't choose to be specific in that, or you don't choose to just have only what you desire in your life. And that's very important here, because I know this seems small. This seems for what? You could receive something free and that could not be good for you. Yes, if it's not meant for you, or if it's not something that you feel good about, just receive, that can be detrimental to your journey a bit. So I invite you to be a bit more cautious about what you accept into your life, even if it's given to you freely. Is that something that you really want into your life? Is that something that really supports you into your life, or is it not? Is it something that feels pleasant, or is it something that actually feels peaceful? So,
Exactly. And this doesn't come to like only physical objects or physical situation. It comes to thoughts, idea, concepts, anything of that sort. Energy within itself. It's like if you allow yourself to be open without boundaries and without restrictions, you may receive something that's not in alignment with who you truly are. And it might be technically a positive thing, right? But if it's not in alignment with you, it's going to be detrimental for you specifically. For example, a very clear example, let's say that you are being guided ever since young to become a doctor. Becoming a doctor within itself is not a bad thing. We need doctors. I think like everybody's clear that we need doctors on this planet, right? But if within your soul, your life purpose is something different, then you being a doctor is going to become detrimental for yourself, and you will take from yourself, and you will not express your full divine self by having that profession or by pursuing that way of that career. And it might create a lot of frustration for you as well, because since you're not created to do that, it's not going to come easily for you to do that. Therefore, what happens, again, kind of comparison, maybe you're going to compare yourself with somebody who is actually meant to be a doctor, and they're having a much more easier time to go through that particular career. And you're going to be like, why am I not like this? Am I not good enough? Why I'm working so hard is not working? Why? And you might live in this bubble of, confusion as to why things are not working for you when they're actually not meant for you. Again, it doesn't mean that going through the experience is a bad thing either, right? Because ultimately, if you choose to heal, if you choose to know yourself in that space, you will feel called at some point. For example, you are a doctor, but you're really called to be, I don't know, a musician, right? Then you'll think about music all the time. You'll want to play music. You want to do something related to music. And whenever you do that, you're going to feel really good. So you're going to notice that contrast between something that feels really good, that sets your heart on fire, that makes you want to, pursue it, right? And it's not, hard or overly complicated for you to do, versus something that, yeah, technically it is a good thing. Maybe it brings you a lot of money, but it drains you completely out of energy. And it's that clarity that will help you, in you kind of sitting in that space and realizing and having that kind of honest conversation with yourself, like, why it is when I do this that I feel good, and when I do that I feel bad. Let's analyze this deeply. Let's heal in that space. Like Jeff and Shaleia, they're encouraging us, like, heal and see what it is there, right? Heal in that space, get clear, and see what actually sets your heart on fire, what actually makes you happy, what actually, you're meant to do. And you're meant to go on this journey of self-discovery to uncover each and every aspect of your life in this space. And I have like a longer piece from the Jeff and Shaleia's book, Twin Flames: Finding Your Ultimate Lover, to kind of help us go deeper with this concept. So it's in my book, it's the Your Twin Flame Union Life Purpose chapter. I think it's chapter 7, yeah. And it's called Twin Flame Clarity. And I love that they even say you can apply this to anything, really. So in the book, it says like this: getting clear on your desires is one of the most important things you can do in your union and in your life. When you get clear on your desires, you can make certain decisions and take action toward them. I always desired my ultimate lover, but it took a long time and I had to experience a lot of contrast before I decided upon having my twin flame. I would stop at nothing to create my perfect love life. Focusing on what I desired in my love life is what made me successful at attracting my twin flame in harmonious union. Making a clear decision is necessary in every manifestation, otherwise, you weaken the results of what you're manifesting. And being wishy washy with your intentions will lead you to having wishy washy results. Getting clear on your desire for your love life begins the process of attracting what you're specifically asking for. And it can be a journey and adventure all unto itself. You don't need to start out clear in order to get clear. Shaleia and I have been working diligently on an individual basis before we met in order to get clear with what we were desiring to experience in our love life. Our culture today sees many young people traveling, exploring, changing jobs, changing careers, changing partners, and changing cities to get clear on what they desire. Many young people have not discovered exactly what it is they desire in their life yet, so they need to explore and experience contrast in order to gain clarity. This clarity is what brings the success and energy that so many people in society admire. This clarity is what brings any sorts of specificity at all. When you attain clarity, it is easy for you to make a decision to commit your energy and move forward. Until you attain clarity, you can't fully commit to anything for a reasonable period of time. Clarity is what lets us know with absolute certainty that we can move forward and let all the other options go. Clarity is what allowed me to commit to Shaleia with absolute certainty in those first few months. I knew that I desired to spend the rest of my life with my ultimate lover, and I knew she had not yet revealed herself as my ultimate lover. I wasn't clear yet on whether I could leave her, even if I wasn't clear if I could stay with her my whole life. I was clear enough to make the decision to stay with her until I discovered whether she was my twin flame, my ultimate lover, or not. I wouldn't have any other woman until I made the decision to follow my feelings all the way to the end. I am still following my feelings and will continue to do so in my union every moment of my life. So, actually, I wanted to stop, but the quote continued with so I think I have to continue.
Oh, I was thinking that you wanted to say something when you
I
said.
wanted, but the book said no. We need to read this as well. It's very good. It's juicy. It's amazing. This book is amazing. So we continue. So how do we get clarity? We explore ourselves and situations and experience contrast. You don't need clarity in your life purpose in order to be with your twin flame. Before I met Shaleia, I was filled with purpose in life, but none of it ended up matching with what we mutually decided upon as we aligned our twin flame purpose together. What brought us clarity was our twin flame purpose together was our mutual exploration of our desires. So yeah, exactly. This paragraph here, it's exactly why I said the most important thing that you can do first is getting clear on your twin flame. Because did I imagine myself making video games before I met this guy and we actually got into the teachings and actually explored our life purpose? No.
True.
No. 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 I had knowledge about software development and stuff. I had some pieces, but I didn't have the full piece until we actually explored our life purpose together, right? So there were many, many juicy things in that quote. That long, it was like a page and a half of the book. So, yeah, where do we start? It was, let me look. Yeah, one thing that I really wanted to touch upon, which was in the paragraph before, was like committing yourself to find that clarity. Like you are guided in your life towards certain people, certain situations, certain jobs. And I feel like maybe we sometimes kind of have the tendency to fall back when things become difficult or things like don't really pan out the way that we want. But until you have the full clarity about what's happening, I invite you to stay there, right? Because kind of how Jeff said in the book was like, he didn't have clarity if she was his twin flame, but she didn't have clarity that she wasn't. So therefore, he was like in this gray area, and he had to stay until he would know 100%. Because when you know 100%, you can make that commitment to stay in that area, and you have to allow yourself to move through whatever lessons, blocks, uncomfortable things are happening, so you gain that clarity. Because through that contrast and through that healing of that experience that you have, be it in your twin flame journey, life purpose, anywhere else, you acquire a piece of understanding about yourself, and it's truly invaluable. That is like, it's invaluable. Like, for example, like knowing for certain that somebody is your twin flame. There's no amount of money you can pay anybody to have that, awareness in your life. And it's truly something of utmost value. And so is each and every piece of clarity that you achieve about yourself, be it from the littlest things to the grandest of things. And is that kind of specificity specificity, is that, you know what I mean is that allows you to manifest your perfect life. Ultimately, it starts with your ultimate lover, and then it kind of spills over in all areas of your life. And I think that's something really, really beautiful.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
Feels pretty complete.
exactly. So I invite you to get clear. Don't be afraid to have clarity. Don't be afraid to explore something within yourself fully and completely. Don't be afraid to surrender and let go of false notions of yourself, of what you thought you were. Don't be afraid to be brave in this exploration, and go head on into discovering your divinity, discovering your true self. I think that's like a really beautiful thing. You're very brave if you choose to do this, and I applaud you.
That's clear.
Good. So then we'll let you with that. You have work to do. We all do. We're all getting clear here. Good. So then let us conclude with our closing prayer and our 3 closing ohms. Again, you can follow along in your heart or aloud.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask, and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Om. Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teaching of union with God wherever you find them, and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now for our closing ohms. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week and see you next time. Namaste.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you, Lau and Alex, for that beautiful sermon. I really love when Alex had touched on the part of the book where they talked about the twin flame clarity and how Jeff was not quite clear on whether or not Shaleia was his twin flame, but that he was absolutely dedicated to moving through the process until clarity was there. And to get to that space of really having that clarity does require daily maintenance of getting to know yourself, and allow that to just be a fun journey and an adventure of getting to know yourself. Allow it to be a patient and compassionate way. There's no need to judge or to feel that you are doing it wrong or that you've done things wrong in the past. This is an opportunity to really love yourself completely and to create a foundation for yourself that's based off of unconditional love and peace over what you previously had. And so allow yourself to embrace this journey and to know that you're always going to go deeper in knowing yourself and knowing the way that God created you, because it's so diverse and there's so many dimensions within you. But as you allow yourself to truly embrace who you really are at the core and really love yourself in that space, you are going to realize how limitless you are, and that you can really create the life that you truly desire with your ultimate lover and with your creator. You're deserving of it, you're worthy of it, and you have absolutely all the support that you need here and the guidance that you need here to be able to have that come into reality. So I would love to invite you to visit our unionism.org page, where you will find previous sermons. You will also be able to donate and tithe to contribute to the Church of Union's message to the world. I would also love to invite you to like and subscribe the Church of Union's YouTube channel. And that is where you're going to find other Sunday services, along with any discussions from our Unionism spiritual discussion group on Facebook. There, you will also be able to join us for after church tea time, where we will have a beautiful panelist of students who will talk about what they received from today's sermon, and you can join in as well and share with us what you received from today's sermon as well. And we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. I hope you have a beautiful week. Take care.